Hey everybody, I'm Penny Pax, and today we're on set with Girlfriends Films for Lesbian Sex Series. And I have the beautiful Miss August Ames with me.
Hi.
I'm just the luckiest girl in the world right now.
No, I'm lucky.
So I haven't really had the chance to sit down and talk to you about your background and where you came from and what you did before being in the industry. So let's do it. I want to know all
Okay.
about you before I get all up in you.
Okay, let's do it. What do you want to know?
Well, I guess one of the first things that comes to mind is, how did you grow up? Were you raised going to church? Did you have any crazy rules with your parents? Were they lax?
Okay, so my parents, my dad, he's like in the military and he's really religious.
Oh.
So we grew up Catholic and we had to go to church twice a week and on all the holidays and my mom wasn't religious, but you know, she was married to my dad and she was like, okay, let's do this whole family thing. But so yeah, my dad was really strict, and I wasn't allowed to like wear makeup, wear certain clothes, do that stuff. But then my parents got divorced, and when they got divorced, I lived with my mom for a little bit, and my mom is like, she's like a wild child. I don't even know why she was married to my dad. They were polar opposites. But my mom, we didn't go, like, we stopped going to church. And, but yeah, I moved back in with my dad for a couple of years when I was a teenager. And when I did that, I had to go to a Catholic all-girl boarding school.
That sounds like a dream come true to me.
It was cool, but I kind of hated it because like my dad was so strict, and I had so many rules, and I had like the school has so many strict rules.
Did you get to wear cute little uniforms?
I had to wear a uniform, but it wasn't cute. Like the skirts, they were like down to the knees. Like it wasn't cute, you know. But maybe looking back, it might be cute now. But
oh my god, do you still have it?
I don't.
Oh, that would be great.
But yeah, I hated the rules. I hated feeling constricted. So I eventually got kicked out of the school because
totally kicked out.
just
you cannot come back.
I got expelled from the school. And when I got expelled, my dad was so angry that he made me move back in with my mom. So I got expelled because
oh my gosh.
yeah.
Wait, how old were you when you got expelled?
I was 16. Yeah, I was 16 when I was expelled, and
You're just a bad girl.
I-
Let me guess, you were banging girls in the bathroom.
yeah,
Taking virginities left and right.
I hooked up with a few girls, and I had a girlfriend there, but I kept getting in trouble because I kept smoking weed.
No!
And I would.
Oh my gosh.
It was bad, and I would cut class all the time. I go to the mall. I didn't care about that stuff.
Wow.
And it was weird because I don't know. I feel like if I didn't have so many rules, I'd be chill. But I felt like everyone's on me, so get off me. I need to,
yeah.
you know. But yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
It was crazy growing up.
So, gosh, so many questions come to mind after just hearing that little bit of information. But I guess the first thing I really want to know is who initiated it when you were getting down with girls at school. Like, were you the creep? Was somebody creeping on you? Like, how did this happen?
So
you just grab them?
I had two like girlfriends during that period, and then the others were hookups. So the first
actual girlfriends, not friends.
I had two actual girlfriends. The first one, let's just call her Haley or whatever. We were best friends at first, and then
for like years and years.
No, just for like when we both started going there, we like immediate chemistry, and so we were like best friends. But then one day she like professed her love for me, kind of thing. So we were like, okay, let's start dating then. And we started dating, and we would like make out, and like there was this one incident, well, not incident, but like when we were like trying to have sex for the first time, I guess, because I had never had sex with a girl, and we just, you know, we fingered each other, and it was
wait, like fingering or like fingering?
We were like fingering like that.
Whoa! Oh my gosh!
But then afterwards, I guess she got kind of like, I don't know, we broke it off after that. And then I hooked up with like a few different other girls, and then I met Genevieve, and then we dated for like 5 months.
Oh.
But yeah, so she was like the more serious girlfriend. But
Whoa.
yeah, then I was getting in trouble, and then I got kicked out, and then I had to move away, so we had
you
to break it
leave her
off.
behind.
Yeah, I did.
Did she, was the second girl that you dated, did she, like, teach you a lot? Was she experienced?
She
or-
did, because she was actually 2 years older than me.
Oh.
So she was older, French babe, and
Oh my
I was like in love with her. She was amazing. Yeah.
Was she rocking a bush?
She
No
was
bush?
rocking, and actually so was I at the time. I
What?
had a bush
Like
at the time.
full bush?
Like, well, not underneath, but like on top. It was a full bush. So
I just want people to be able to visualize.
yeah, because
What's happening?
I'm like totally bald now. But yeah, we had both bushes and stuff. But yeah, she helped me a lot with my self-esteem, like, because I was always nervous around other girls.
Totally.
You know, like, is my vagina normal? Am I doing this right?
Yeah.
But she always reassured
said,
me,
yeah.
like, yeah, everything's fine.
Oh my gosh, that is so hot. I'm just like, so were you guys? You were messing around like in school, like in the bathrooms,
Yeah,
or like where did you do it?
So, in our rooms we would after class, but also
Wait, you stayed there? You like lived there?
it was like a boarding school.
Oh
yeah.
my god, that
So-
sounds so awesome.
So yeah, it was pretty awesome. But we would like hook up a lot in the bathrooms and stuff. We would like text each other, then go and like meet and stuff.
Oh my god, that's
So,
so
yeah,
naughty.
It was naughty. I loved it. But then, yeah, I had to move back and go back to public school and
Did you ever like mess around with multiple girls at once in school, like all together?
okay, not at the Catholic school, but when I was in my public school, me and two of my best girlfriends, we got drunk one night all together. And we were just kind of horny and like, in that
Just went
mood.
for it.
So we all hooked up. And then we never spoke about it after. We just all did it. And then the next morning we were like, so that happened. And I'm pretty sure one of my girlfriends like wanted to do it again, but then she was nervous about what the other girl would think.
Oh,
And so I was like, I'm game for whatever, but like we didn't do it again. But yeah, it was like a hot, steamy session.
that's so funny.
Yeah.
I know with me, when I was first messing around with girls, I would always try to find like the weirdest excuses or like games that we would play to like get each other naked or to like, touch each other's bodies. Did
Okay.
you guys do that kind of stuff too?
Oh, I did when I was younger.
Oh, okay.
I had, my best friend to this day, like we used to kind of mess around when we were like younger. But yeah, I was just like a little perv.
Oh my
God.
Just trying to imagine a little August just curving around on a bunch of
yeah,
girls.
I was really pervy.
We actually had this really, now that I think about it and how dirty money is, it kind of grosses me out. But funny story, we used to play this game called Hide the Penny, which, no, it's not where I got my name from, but it would be an amazing story. So we would, for whatever reason, we would try and hide a penny like on our bodies somewhere, and it would just like progressively get more and more dirty. 'Cause, like you'd start like in your ear or something, or like under your armpit.
Yeah, then like in my undies
And
or
then like
something.
in your pussy.
Yeah.
It was just
Oh
like,
my God, that's so
find it, and
naughty.
you just have to like lay there and let them search you. I don't know how we even got to that
That's so
point, but
bad.
it was
Dude, kids
was
are
fun.
weird.
It was
It's
that-
like you
that
got,
and like doctor. We always wanted
yeah,
to play
I played the doctor stuff. Yeah, a lot. Yeah, I played the doctor thing a lot, and like the mommy and daddy household thing or whatever.
Yes, like you need to play
yeah.
house,
Yeah.
and then obviously you have to have sex.
Yeah.
And it was just so funny for me because I didn't really, I guess, know what to do. It's just so pure and innocent and raw. You just base off, I guess, feeling and what feels good, because I definitely didn't know like how to achieve an orgasm
Yeah.
when I was first messing around with girls.
Yeah.
But it still felt so amazing. Like,
Yeah, right?
It's like
it
blowing
was
my
crazy.
mind.
Okay, so do you remember your first experience with a girl ever?
totally.
how old were you, and what was it like? What did you do, and how are you feeling?
Gosh, it was like, it's probably like first, second grade, probably. So I'm guessing like 6, 7-ish.
Okay, so you're really young.
Yeah, pretty young. But I had this one really close girlfriend of mine that we would walk to school with each other every day and like hang out after school too, which is I think also made us mess around a little bit more. Is because we didn't just have the time like in school, we also had time out of school, because we did like to mess around in school, but I was always so scared to get caught.
And it was kind of like a secret thing, so you would try to do it in secret.
There was actually out on the playground, there was like this giant hedge bush, and for whatever reason we found it looked like somewhat of an entrance, and we'd like tunnel into the bushes. And one time we were like playing in the bushes, like hanging out like totally just innocently, and the bell rings to like go back in, and we're like, what if we just stay in the bushes? And we totally did. It was like so exhilarating. And then we're sitting in there and we're like, well, what do we do now that we're in here? Like, now exactly, like if we leave, then someone's gonna see us, we're gonna get in trouble. Like we have to stay here until school gets out. And one thing led to another.
Okay, so what kind of stuff did you guys do in the bushes? Like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't like full on sex, right?
No, because it was so new to us. Too. We were just like realizing that like touching your pussy like felt really good, and then realizing somebody else touching your pussy felt even amazing.
It's weird when you're so young and then you start getting those feelings for the first time, like just barely anything. It feels like crazy amazing.
I know.
So I totally understand that.
I remember like just sometimes when we'd be holding hands, like after the fact that we had had sex, it would just make me so wet.
Yeah.
It was it's like so funny to think back on it now, that like just that little amount of contact was like so thrilling. But in the bushes, we actually, I don't think she ever actually went down on me. It was all just like fingers, like rubbing each other, and then somehow I remember very vividly, like we would mess around with like belts. I don't know how to explain it, but like
I understand because when I'm just gonna interrupt, because when I was a little kid, when I was messing around with other girls, we would get, it was weird, we would get like whatever toy we had around, and like one of us would pretend like it was like our penis or whatever, and we would just like rub up on each other. It's weird, but I think like tons of girls do that.
Like it's just a thing you have to go through.
We're just like,
discover it.
That feels good.
Yes.
Okay, so I understand the
like,
belt thing.
Put the belt, and then like it was like literally like if one of us had a dick. And you would like put it over there. But it was kind of discreet too, though, because it was long, so you could just kind of like place it there, and it's like it's happening.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like think back on it, and I'm just like, what? How did we even get to that point?
I know.
So like, where? Actually, you know what? Let's go back. I think I do know how we got to that point. Well, at least me. I remember very vividly as a young girl going to Vegas with my family and seeing a, I guess it was a strip club advertisement, and it was like a booklet, and there was just all these pictures of naked women with like their tops off and huge boobs, and I was like, I'm gonna have to smuggle this home. And I totally did. I smuggled it back in my suitcase.
Oh my god.
Totally brought it to school. And like, I didn't get busted, thankfully. But like, after seeing that, I just remember being like, wow, like, this visual thing is like stimulating for me.
Yeah.
And it was all women. So I don't, after that, I think I was just, I was doomed.
Yeah, all my first sexual experiences were with girls, and it was like that for a long time.
I think it's safe to say I lost my virginity to a girl, because I was definitely finger banged.
Yeah, same here.
We always used to try and find weird things to like mess around with.
Yeah.
Did you ever get into like vegetables or anything like that? We do the baby carrots.
You did the baby carrots?
Or like ice cubes. Like it was so weird, the things we'd be like, what else can we stick in our pussies?
Okay, I have a good story. So when I was when I was younger, my dad, he started dating this woman, and she had a daughter who was the exact same age as me. So they would go out on dates, and then I would be over at their house, and like the babysitter would be there, but it was just us, you know, hanging out. And she totally initiated everything. Like she was
The other girl.
Yeah, the other girl. She was like totally like a lesbo. Like let's
Wait,
get this
how
on.
did she do it? She was just like, I want to touch your pussy.
Yeah, so we were like maybe like 11-ish, you know, at the
Okay.
time. And so we were just like in her room talking, you know, our parents are out. And then we just start talking about, okay, well, she brought up the fact that her mom has a vibrator. And
Same.
okay.
Similar experience.
So she's like, okay, I'm gonna show you it. And I'm like, okay. So she shows me it, and then she admitted to me that she uses it and it feels good. And I was like, well, I've never used one before. Obviously, I was 11. You know?
Yeah.
So we didn't want to get caught. So we put a blanket under her bed, and we went under her bed, and we just turned it on, and we were just like humping it and humping each other. And I was like, I can't believe they invent things like this that
That's
vibrate like
amazing.
that. And so yeah, she told me that she always used her mom's, and then we cleaned it and then we put it back in. And I have to admit, I found my mom's stash,
totally.
and I used my mom's stuff all the time.
I found her porn stash too. And I was just like
Yeah.
watching all the VHS.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
I was always so scared to
amazing.
get caught because like I would go home after school and
Me
I'm like,
too.
okay, my mom won't be home for another hour and a half.
I got
I'm gonna
time.
do this, and then I'd do it, and then I'd put it back away, and then I'd act like nothing ever happened.
I've always wondered though, you think they knew? You think they could tell? Because
They
I
probably-
can tell when my stuff's been moved just a little bit.
If I have kids, and because I have obviously, you know, a toy box, a collection, and I think I would know, you
Yeah.
know, and they just
I kind of
don't
wondered.
say
They're
anything.
just like,
We're like,
girls, they'll
they're
be
growing
girls."
up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I know it took a little bit of time for me to eventually achieve an orgasm. Do you remember when your first time was actually coming, like with another girl?
I actually, not with another girl, but by myself. I remember the first time I made myself come.
How old
And
were you?
I think I was 13 when I had my very first orgasm. And
How did you do it?
okay, so I knew that like you had to like get stuff in your vagina, but I didn't know that there was 2 different ways to orgasm.
Me neither.
I didn't know that you could have an orgasm by the clit stimulation or by like inside, you know. So I was like practicing with like handles on my hairbrush, like and
Well, because I only thought you could come from
yeah,
having something inside you.
me too. So I was trying and trying. And I'm like, this doesn't feel like anything. Like, what the heck? Come on. Like, what's so great about
I
it?
need something.
Yeah. So then one day I walked in and my mom was watching a movie, like a mainstream movie, but it had a scene where this woman, she was in the bathtub and she got the faucet thing and was doing it like fucking herself by the faucet. And I was like, Mom, what is she doing? Because she's like, in the tub. And my mom's like, nothing, go away, go to your room, you know, because it was just
Mom.
like, yeah, you know. So I'm like, okay. So I go down in my basement, like when my room was in the basement, I had like a bathroom, and
nice.
I started running the tub, and I was like, I'm gonna see what the heck she was doing. And then I put it on, and I was like, oh my God, it was like the craziest feeling I've ever
I know
felt.
exactly
And
what
then
you mean.
I had an orgasm, my very first one, and I swear, like, I would go in the bathroom twice a day to use the fucking the shower
My mom's
thing.
like, what are you doing in there?
Cleaning up.
Yeah,
You know?
or is she like walking real fast, and I'd be
Yeah.
like, let me put it back. Like I wasn't doing anything with the shower head.
Yeah. So yes, I was 13, my first orgasm, and to be honest, I think I only had like one orgasm from Genevieve, because like we would, like me and the other girls, we would fool around and stuff, but we would never actually
get
fully,
there.
yeah,
Yeah,
come, because we
same.
wouldn't like know how,
I mean,
but
I
it would
didn't
feel
know.
good the whole time, but
Mhm.
I just couldn't, yeah, but yeah, so that was crazy. What
Oh my
about you?
God. Yeah, similar. Like, it was definitely a few years after I'd already been messing around with girls. And it's funny that you totally jogged my memory with the shower thing. And I don't remember what gave me the idea to do it. Gosh, it must have been a friend or somebody, but we didn't have an actual shower I had to take down off the thing. So I had to, like, sit down at the bottom of the tub.
I would do that too. Yeah.
Put your legs up, and then just, like, sit there with the water running and just chill. And, yeah, I remember just, like, laying there, and at some point, sometimes the tub would fill up, and then, like, here's a minute of the water, I'm like, oh, I hope nobody's trying to get me. Somebody's trying to call me right now, because I would not hear them.
Yeah.
And I definitely remember having an orgasm in the shower, in the tub, and then and whenever a friend had a hot tub, and they had the jets.
The jets.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were like, you guys want to go in the hot tub? And everybody knew. They were like, yes.
Yeah.
And there was, like, always a stronger jet, but, like, I would let the host obviously have the stronger jet, because that's only fair. But gosh, it's
so funny.
probably, I think it would have to be, like, maybe around 12 or 13.
Yeah.
Like, it was definitely, it was young.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy though, because I just, look where it brought me. Now I'm in the wonderful world of porn. Well, all this talk about young lesbian sex is just, it's really turning me on, especially picturing you. And I don't know, when I picture you as, like, a young girl, you have, like, huge tits and, like, a great ass, and, like, you look the same but just, like, smaller to me.
I didn't hit puberty till I was 17. But
No!
Yeah, I was a late bloomer.
Wow, that is really late.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then there's, like, boom.
Yeah, it was just, explosion of
So
boobs.
nice. Damn.
So you're all hot and bothered?
Yes, I'm so hot and bothered. I would really like to get down to business, but what I'm curious to know, like, what kind of stuff are you into now as an experienced sexual woman? Having been with, I'm just assuming, many, many women.
Well, I absolutely love it when a girl is going down on me, when she is sucking on my clit, and then, like, basically, like, finger banging me, but, like, up and hitting my G-spot at the same time.
Oh.
So I need, like, that, you're gonna have to work. I need that
Oh my
double
goodness.
stimulation. So, yeah,
Preparing me.
and just, like, all up in there.
Okay.
And
okay.
I just, like, passion. Tons of passion. I like to know that the girl is into me, that I'm into her
Definitely.
too. Because it's not fun if, you're trying to force someone to be into you. So, yeah, I love it when both girls are attracted to each other, and I want to work with you forever. I know we worked together before, but it was years ago.
It was.
And we didn't know each other. And so it was a weird day.
It was.
So,
You had to get in the pool.
yeah, it
and,
was,
like,
and we were like, what? But now, a few years later, we're both like, oh my God. And I love redheads, so yeah.
It's
I'm
very convenient.
excited. So yeah, passion, into me, double stimulation.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah.
You're gonna put me to work.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm happy to put in the work for you. I mean, I'm definitely a huge fan of making out. I could make out for days probably. It's something that really turns me on about feeling the other person's tongue, and I don't know, I guess you're just, like, coming together, and I don't know, I guess when I first became, like, sexually active, it started out with a lot of kissing, and kissing with girls too, even
Yeah.
before, like, it became sexual.
Like kissing,
So,
touching,
exactly,
rubbing,
groping,
dry humping,
exactly.
all that stuff.
I like all that stuff because it I don't know, it just brings me back to my roots, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
That's what I learned, and that's what I like.
Mhm.
So I'm curious to, I guess, feel your double stimulation technique. I don't know. It's gonna be an amazing day. I've been looking forward to working with August for so long. She's such a babe.
Thank
so.
you, Penny.
I don't know. I just want to get my hands on you.
It's gonna be a good day.
Yes,
gonna be fun.
absolutely.
So I guess we're ready for the bedroom.
Yeah, let's take it to the bed. We'll see you guys in there.
Bye.
Mwah.